Hello guys, and welcome to another stream. Before we begin, please give me one quick second. I'm sharing the link just so everybody can attend, and then we will launch off. First of all, we are going to go over Bitcoin. I want to do a quick review of what has happened lately because a lot has been going on since my last stream, obviously. And I would like to discuss the total overall altcoin market, and after that, I want to highlight some things that I have been trading over the past couple weeks. Obviously, I've been posting everything on Twitter. So if you don't follow me, make sure to go to twitter.com/daytradejeffrey, and you will find all my thoughts on the trades and stuff that's going on right there. So let's see. First of all, please let me know if you can hear me. Always is great help. Not everything always works right out of the box. Let me know if the quality is good and just if the stream in general is working. Apparently it does. Welcome everybody. Good to see you guys. Very good to see you. Now in front of us we have Bitcoin. I'm not gonna do like the overall total big picture for Bitcoin because I have been doing that in the last couple streams and not much has happened since then. I really want to zoom in post pump. So ever since we broke the all-time high, we can see a really interesting pattern emerging here that we could also see in the last bull market, which means that you have pump, then you have a 30% retrace, you've got another pump about 30%. This one only went to 26, which really shows some signs of strength here. And then obviously yesterday we broke the all-time high. So congrats everyone, new all-time high, awesome stuff right there. Yeah, and overall things are looking very, very good. Now, first of all, I'm going to answer a quick question that a lot of people had, which is, Jeffrey, what is your next target for Bitcoin? At this very moment, my next target for Bitcoin is anywhere between 75 and 80,000 USD. And this pretty much falls in line with what we have seen before. Obviously, I've drawn out my fib lines right here. You can see them. I've marked all the support resistances in black. I'll make this one black real quick. And we can see and really notice a trend here, which is that every time we make a new all-time high, Bitcoin just pushes straight through the target. Obviously, the 1618 was my first target, sitting at about 30,000, went straight past it, and it actually turned into support. So you have to understand that I drew these fibs before any of this happened, so I had no data on what was going to happen. All I had was my Fibonacci extension, and so far it's been playing out really, really well in terms of support rather than resistance. Because in short, I expected Bitcoin to do something like this, and then burst through, go to the next one, burst through, go to the next one. But in reality, it just bursts straight through the target and turns those fib levels into support. But it really shows like how valid Fibonacci theory is and how much it can help us in finding targets overall. And I really like this. I'm a methodical trader. I like patterns. I like pattern trading. And this really gives us something to hold on to. Now, we are currently sitting right at the next Fibonacci level, situated at 63,000. We're almost there, not quite yet. And I, really would like to see some fresh candles punching through that level. If we linger below this Fibonacci level, which is 63,000, then I believe that we might have a little bit of a problem. However, so far things are looking very good. Approximately 74 would be my next target, my next selling point. And as you know, I'm a big fan of holding Bitcoin. I rarely ever sell Bitcoin, but after this, we're gonna have to look for new market data, obviously. And my targets only go up that high. Let me see if I can tinker with this a little bit. Obviously, I can add some more Fibonacci levels. But I'm not sure if it really goes higher than that, and the answer is no. This is pretty much the extent to what we have. So after 80 game, like your wildest guess would be my wildest guess. We surpassed all expectations, and we are absolutely gonna have a huge blast. Now, next, obviously, Total 2. For the ones that don't know, Total 2 is kind of like the Dow Jones or the SPX of crypto. It combines every single altcoin in existence into one big index, and we can read it. And something very interesting is happening here. As I said in my previous streams, if we would break the all-time high, it will be a real banger. Things would start flying into the air, and we can kind of see the start of that right now. Obviously, we've had a great market. We've had like amazing 10x calls, AXS, Sand, Coty, you name it. We've obviously been doing really really well in the community. I'm really proud of you all for hanging on. The bear market was a really tough time, and now we reap the rewards. And obviously, this doesn't really tell us that much. It just tells us that the entire market cap of all the altcoins right now is about 600 billion. I expect that to go up to 1.2 to 1.6 trillion soon. So that would be about a double or a triple from where we are now for altcoins in total. And obviously, this is amazing news. Yet to yet to see if it plays out. Obviously, everybody can be wrong, but I expect there will be a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money to be made. I would like to highlight some cryptos that I have been trading myself, that I've posted in the group, and that obviously the community is all involved in. And the first one I would like to go over is Sand. I haven't gone over Sand since my last stream, and I just want to show you this. Look at that. I'm just gonna pair it against Bitcoin. Look at that. Currently sitting at a nice 1100% return since the call. So really proud of this. This is absolutely fantastic. I remember when I made this in like at the start of the year, I could never have expected this kind of gains from this. Obviously, because I was also using 2x leverage, so couldn't be better. And it's been a real banger. Obviously, my target has been surpassed, and I've sold a majority of Sand on targets, so at about 1,050 satoshis, and I kept 20% as I posted in the Discord group. Now, I've had a lot of people asking what are the next targets and should I buy now? Two very simple answers there. Should I buy now? No, I don't recommend buying into pumps that have moved up 1100%. It's stupid. Wouldn't do it, and you might lose a lot of money. However, if you still own Sand, the target for it would be at around 1500, and if things really go wild, it would be at 2000 satoshis. But at that point, then who knows where it's gonna end up. Next, we're gonna go over Litecoin, and I know I'm doing this quick, but we have a lot to cover, and I just want to make sure I've covered all the bases of the trades that are currently going on in the group. Litecoin paired against Bitcoin. Actually, let me pair that against USD first. There we go. Now, we've had a couple things going on. Litecoin has been interesting for a while now, ever since we broke this giant pennant. Obviously, there were some big swings to the downside, but I would like to note that in crypto, stuff like this happens, and you're not going to count these massive dumps in your pattern trading scenarios, because these massive wicks down are just one random guy selling a fuck ton of whatever, dumping the market, and I wouldn't include it into the real price action of the market. Now, Litecoin has been doing really well. It's about to break the all-time high. We still got a little bit to go. We're not quite there yet, but at this point, I believe it's very, very safe to say that, let me put it this way. I would be extremely surprised if we don't create a new all-time high. Now, the question is, where is this all-time high, the next all-time high, I should say, going to lead us? And to find the answer, I will draw my retracement. remove this noise here, just for you guys to have a clear picture. And we have a couple of targets on our hands. First of all, obviously the 1618 is $600. I've posted that target in the group, and for the ones wondering why it looks so weird, I've got the logarithmic scale turned on. You can disable it or enable it by clicking the little log button on the right. And why do I do this? I like to use this on coins because it really shows exponential growth. If I was going to chart this without the logarithmic scale, I would have never found this triangle that I just showed you. You know, it's just not here. It doesn't exist. However, if we enable the logarithmic scale, then we can see things more clearly on, and it will show us more intrinsic patterns. Now, obviously, 600 is my first target, but to be honest, I'm aiming more for 1,000 USD. That would really be my preferred scenario, a nice 3x from the previous stop. And it would pretty much fall in line with what Bitcoin has done so far, what Ethereum has done, pretty much every single blue chip asset that I've seen, Cardano, whatever, they all took out their all-time highs and they did really, really well. And Litecoin has been staying behind a little bit, and I believe it is now time for Litecoin to shine. Obviously, the sound is freezing. Does anybody else have this problem? If so, please let me know. If not, yeah, then we're good. So target 1, 600 USD. Target 2, 1,000 USD. All good, and green lights ready to go. I'm gonna go over Ethereum real quick. I'm gonna pair this on Bitstamp, not because it has the most volume or whatever, but just purely because Bitstamp has a lot of history concerning Ethereum. And Ethereum obviously has been a call ever since we broke a similar pennant on Litecoin. And as you can see, we are you know, Ethereum is way ahead of Litecoin. I would say Litecoin is pretty much around here in the current cycle. It's creating a similar pattern where it just creeps up slowly, and then I do expect somewhere, hopefully this month, hopefully this month, you know, the big pump, the explosion, the takeoff, launch, whatever you want to call it. But enough about Litecoin. Ethereum has a couple targets left. We've not even achieved first target. First target was 2290. And I believe that this lag right here is being caused by extremely high gas fees. You might have noticed that if you want to do anything on the Ethereum blockchain right now, it will cost you an arm and a leg. People are paying sometimes even a couple $100 for failed transactions. And that is just not an ecosystem that, you know, has potential for massive growth. However, a lot of developments are going. There's obviously proof of stake coming, ETH2. You know, a lot of room for improvement. So what I expect is Ethereum to lag a little bit until the issues are solved, and then it might, you know, finally move towards our targets. Target 1 currently is sitting at 2290. Target 2, 3,660 US dollars, and target 3 is about 5 grand. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get there. Now, once again, we're on the log scale. Obviously, if I remove the log scale, it looks completely different. And you know, we still have a long way to go, obviously, and thus this really makes me optimistic, because it might mean, if I look at all these patterns and total 2 and everything that's going on, that this bull market is not going anywhere. I believe it's here to stay for almost, hopefully, the entirety of the year, if not most of the year. So, you know, that is a good sign. That is a very, very good sign. We still have a lot of room left for growth. We've got a lot of room left for new projects to shine, and a lot of room left to make money. Do you put a stop loss on Litecoin? No. No, there are certain assets that I just trade spot. Don't put a stop loss and just fly on the go. And the reason is I don't see Litecoin losing 50% of its value overnight. I have a lot of time to adjust, a lot of time to consider new developments, new patterns that might emerge. And obviously, this is very different from coins like Sand or other small cap projects that might lose 90% of their value overnight. In that case, I always do put a stop loss. Absolutely. Now, last but not least, actually posted this today. It's FSP, and let me pair this against Bitcoin. New trade going on. Posted it in the group, like this morning actually, about the afternoon, when I saw this pattern that was being broken. And up until now, ever since I posted it, we are up. Yeah, currently about 16%. At the peak, we were up 30%. And this is, also what I discussed with you guys when we had our group call in the community last time. It's one of those BNB coins that run on BNB chain. Binance is a primary investor in this, very much like Sand. And I see a pattern emerging where anything, Sand related, or I should say Binance BNB related, is really, really shining. And, I, I believe Binance involved. I'm not going to spill conspiracy theories here. But it really becomes obvious that coins utilizing BNB, Binance chain technology, are significantly outperforming other assets. You might exclude NFT chains from that, like AXS and Sand, even though Binance was an investor in Sand. But, this is information that I utilize in my current trading. I think there is something going on, and I am actively looking for coins that utilize BNB technology in their products because I believe, might be a little bit more to it. Now, I have a question here from Yen. Hello, Yen. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And if I want to go over Reef, absolutely, I do want to go over Reef. And there's a couple things going on here. Now, obviously, we have our channel very clearly spotted. This is the main trend that Reef has been trading in. I believe this here can be excluded from this for the reason that obviously, considering this pattern right here, massive pump, big dump. Yeah, this is not really organic growth, so to say. However, it has to be known that Sam invested 20 million in this project, and anything that he touches turns into gold. Apparently, I believe he might even ship gold. I don't know, but whatever he gets involved in really, really starts to do well. Now, if you look at the history, this candle right here, and I might show better on USDT. Was actually traded. And you can see this by the fact that first it went up about 73% in price, and then it dropped about 78. Now, so usually I include introduction wicks, as I call them, introduction candles, however, in price action. But in this case, I really would like to do so because if I go to the 15 minutes, and I cannot do it on the stream now because it will lag and it will load too much chart, but there was actually significant price action in both directions. Currently, we are sitting right at the all-time high here, USD-wise. If you magnify this, I believe that we might be creating a cup and handle pattern here. That is very common right now in the market. You can see quite a bit of cup and handle patterns appearing, and they're all valid. If I pull my Fibonacci over this, no, should do it the other way. you can see that the bottom of this handle is sitting right around to 618, which is pretty much what you expect from when you see a cup and handle pattern appearing. The 618 is always what I look for. 0.5 is the maximum that it should retrace. And judging by this pattern, we've seen this pattern a lot in the past month. And 9 out of 10 times so far, it's played out positive. So my target for Reef, target 1, I should say, is currently sitting about 75 or 0.75 cents. And target 2 is sitting right here at 0.1. Now, if we take our indicator, I like to look at the unbalanced volume because this can tell you anything, but the unbalanced volume tells us where like the majority of coins is going. We can see a lot of like slippage here. A lot of coins were dumped on the market, and this lasted for approximately 11 days. And this pretty much caused the dip that you see here. However, if we look at balance volume since then, it's only gone up. It's been going up for about 18 days now, and it continues to rise, which means that coins are being taken off the market. They're being bought away from the order book. And this initial bump here, you might not be able to see it, but if we go over to the 1 hour, right here, was after Sam invested. Now after that, after this news, obviously you can see the reflection of this news in the unbalanced volume, 61%. It hasn't dropped back to pre-pump levels, which means that currently there are more buyers than there are sellers, and I expect this trend to continue for Reef and potentially, make some significant gains in the coming weeks. It will depend on, first of all, will the unbalanced volume stay this way, or will we at one point see more sellers than buyers, and will we see coins overflowing the markets? Now, if that happens, then what time it is. Me too. But until we do, I'm quite positive. BNB, obviously, everybody in the group owns BNB at this point. I have something very simple to say about that. Let's go over to the 1 hour. Okay, and I would like to utilize an Elliott triangle wave. So we have 0, obviously. Oh, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is called an ABCDE. And for the ones not knowing what Elliott waves are, they are theoretical. I say theoretical patterns that emerge in the market, and everybody has seen one that is called a head and shoulders. Now, if you see a head and shoulders on the market, and I will quickly demonstrate this, it will probably look like this. But you have to understand that there is a lot of theory behind this. And the theory is that if you use an impulse wave, so that means the market is starting somewhere, starts to go up, 3, 4, 5. This is what an impulse wave on Elliott usually looks like. And then obviously you have the correctional wave, which is an ABC. It starts here, A, B, C. And this is what is known as head and shoulders, and this encompasses 2 different strategies in the Elliott wave strategy, and this is what forms the head and shoulder. So a quick lesson there, can be pretty interesting. But there are many more wave patterns that are involved in Elliott theory, and this is called a triangle wave. Consists of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs, after which 9 out of 10 times it will start to continue in the direction that it was going. Now, in this case, the direction it was going was up. So what we can do is grab our trend-based Fibonacci extension. We're going to measure the entire move and drop it down to the low. So now this will give us a few levels that we can look at for the continuation of this trend. Now, obviously, the first level that we look at is the one. The one is currently sitting at 468, and that is pretty much my biggest target for this run. If BNB really performs well, it might go as high as 644. And the reason for this is you have to understand that Binance, all it does is just, you know, put all the fees, whatever they want to use it in Binance Coin. And all these profits are used, or at least part of the profits are used, to constantly buy up BNB tokens and burn them. So 24/7, 365 days a year, Binance is buying or acquiring BNB coins from fees, from listings, from whatever, and actively burning them. You know, it's like a stock. It's kind of like dividends. And so you have this massive monster exchange that makes insane amount of profits and that actually benefits from BNB rising in value, constantly buying, taking fees, taking portions here, taking portions there, and destroying it. So the supply will forever continue to linger, and as long as as long as Binance is profitable, I should say, BNB will be profitable too. So this is a very rare occasion of a business case in crypto, and we don't very often see that. But when we do, it can be magnificent. Look at Sand, look at BNB, AXS, stuff like that. It's all doing well. So yeah, that is it for now. I would like to announce tomorrow evening we will be doing a lounge chat. So that means we're gonna go jump on the voice chat. I'm gonna do requests, go over the coins that you want me to go over. So if you are not in the community, I will be posting the link to my community in a second. Make sure to to hop on, and we will see each other tomorrow. So thank you for joining the stream, guys. Really enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you soon.